joining us on this lovely Monday evening. Snack Time is an outspringing of Feast, which is regularly a multidisciplinary performance series in New York City every first Monday of the month. Since times have changed, we have now gone virtual and weekly to bring you these small bites to tide you over.
Exactly. So what we have here is we have presenting a weekly offering of different artists from within the Feast community, but also the extended network. You don't have to have been a Feast artist to perform. And they're presenting roughly 5 to 10, maybe sometimes pushing towards 15 minutes of new work. So every Monday at 7 p.m. We will, however, this is an announcement that I feel we should make at the top of the show. We will be taking next Monday off to kind of work out some of the kinks and keep working through the process of figuring out what Snack Time is. So there will be no show next Monday, which is the May 4th. But we'll be back every Monday afterwards, presenting roughly, between half an hour to an hour of material for you guys.
And make sure you follow us on the Facebook and the Instagrams. We'll give you plenty of reminders in the next
Exactly. If you haven't been to a Feast Time before, one thing that we do is we try really hard to encourage donations. You can donate money here. There's a little link at the bottom. Feastperformance.com/contact has our donation link. All donations are tax deductible through there, and they all get passed along directly to the artists. We basically have opened our donation channels as a big tip jar. Sorry, my cat's being obnoxious in the back. We've opened our donation channels as a big tip jar. All the donations that are received tonight, through tomorrow morning, through tomorrow afternoon, etc., are going to be divided directly amongst the artists that you see tonight. So if you see someone that you like, if you see a bunch of work that you really love, or if you just want to help ensure that artists, who many of whom have lost employment or gigs or both, if you feel like, and you're in a position where you can give a little something, it is so deeply, deeply appreciated.
Yes. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the artists and the art and the work. We're about to get to the work of the evening, but something that we have started with Snack Time is a planned acknowledgement at the beginning of the show. So I'm just going to take a quick minute, and I welcome you to join us in this minute acknowledgement. Today, we gather to watch virtual performances by and with humans from around the world. The whole world is currently being affected by this pandemic, and we acknowledge the sorrows that we are all facing, and we hope that tonight's work can help relieve some of these sorrows through art. Snack Time is based in New York City, but is streaming everywhere to our fellow global citizens, and we welcome everyone watching right now to the Feast community and to being in community with each other. We would like to take a moment to pay our respects to the traditional custodians of lands far and wide, including all lands historically colonized.
Great, thank you. And now, without any further ado, we're going to launch into the night. Starting us off tonight, we have Nandi K. Nandi is a queer, Southern-born singer-songwriter based here in Brooklyn, New York, drawing inspiration from artists like Imani Amari, Little Dragon, and the Internet, while being guided by neo-soul ancestors like Erykah Badu. Nandi delivers a sounds from where 90s R&B meets space. In 2016, Nandi released their debut EP, Nandi J, a collaboration with Nandi and producer-composer Jesse Lee, aka Physics. Nandi has performed at Feast twice in the past, and additionally performed as part of our fundraiser event last year, Feast a Performance Party, and we're always thrilled to have them as part of the Feast community. So to kick things off with us tonight, we're going to pass it over to Nandi K.
Hey, y'all. Hey, what's up, Internet? I'm so happy to hang out with you guys virtually. I'm sure we're all adjusting to what's going on right now. So just in the spirit of learning new things and learning new skills, a lot of us are learning the art of live streaming right now. And so it's kind of hard to create, right? When you're under like these weird conditions. I still work every day. I'm grateful for that, but also like, capitalism is like grateful for tricking you into like a shitty job and being grateful for that shitty job. So it's hard for me to write music at times like this. So I decided I was going to share some of my favorite covers with you. I love doing covers at Feast. These songs mean a lot to me. And then today I was thinking about the set and I thought about all my single friends who are dating virtually right now. And these songs kind of also are like the stages of dating online, at least for me, a queer, I think something about absence making the heart grow fonder is really real. And so I'm just going to share a few things with you. And the first song I'm going to share with you is one of my favorite R&B songs, TLC Digging on You. Yeah, 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 yeah. I was like deep in a groove on a Sunday afternoon. You were there, so was I. In the park for 4th of July, I was chilling with my Kool-Aid when Miss Chili came to relay that you had a thing for me, the finest thing you ever seen. I must admit to you, I heard them lies a time or two. Although for some apparent reason, monkey lines are now in season. Lights on, lights on, I guess the groove is on. So I am digging the scene, digging on you, digging on me. Baby, baby, ooh, baby, baby, it's on like that. I gotta be in love or something like that. I'm digging the scene, digging on you, digging on me, baby, 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 baby. It's on like that. I gotta be in love. I was like peace in a cool. Wasn't gonna be nobody's fool, could not guess who is there. I'm not going anywhere. I've been chilling with my Kool-Aid. Didn't want to participate in no silly conversations. Had no time for new relationships. I must admit to you, when I heard the lines you threw, although they usually turn me off, this time you have turned me on. Lights off, lights on, I guess the groove is on, and I am digging the scene. Digging on you, baby, 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 it's on like that. I gotta be in love with something like that. I'm digging the scene, digging on you, digging on me, baby, 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 it's on like that. I gotta be in love. Oh, I do. I feel the way I do when all I can think about is you. What was it in a lie that made me fall for you? Do you know why I'm digging, 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 digging on you? We can meet up on Zoom, 'cause I'm digging on you. We can meet up on Zoom. We can get on like that. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm digging the scene, digging on you, digging on me, baby, 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 it's on like that. I gotta be in love with something like that. I'm digging the scene, digging on you, digging on me, baby, 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 it's on. We can get on like that, baby. We can meet up on Zoom, slide in my DMs. Yeah, so first, it's like we can chat, we can video chat, and then like you're really talking, you're getting deep. Then you're like, wow, this is the greatest person ever. So one of my other favorite songs is Curtis Mayfield, The Makings of You. Um, this backtrack is actually take 32 of the original recording, so it sounds a lot like it, but you'll notice like some differences from the original record. a little sugar, honeysuckle, a great big expression of happiness. Boy, you couldn't beat it. With a dozen roses, such would astound you. The joy of children laughing around you. These are the makings of you. It is true, the makings of you. The righteous way to go, a little one should know, or believe if I told them so. You're second to none. The love of all mankind should reflect some signs of these words I'm trying to recite. They are close but not quite, almost impossible to do, reciting the makings of you. Hey friends, yeah, Take 32 is pretty fire. It's a little slower. Righteous way to go, little one should know, or believe if I told them so. You were second to none. The love of all mankind should reflect some signs of these words I am trying to recite. They are close but not quite, almost impossible to do, reciting the makings of you. Yeah, so that song makes me very happy. It reminds me of all my friends, a lot of which are here. I see y'all on the feed: Will, Poppy, L, Luke, SJ. I see you guys. Thanks for coming. One more, last but not least, you love each other, and then quarantine's over and it's time to be together forever. So this last one is called Say You'll Go. It's by Janelle Monáe. Super excited to share. And thanks so much for joining us today. Love is such a novelty, a really painted masterpiece, a place few people go where I feel new. An underwater rock and love, exactly what I'm searching for. Your brave enough to go, tell me so. Oh, say you'll go to Nirvana. Will you leave some sorrow? Or in the words of Dhammapada, who will follow? Our love will sail in this heart. The world could end outside our window. Let's fight forever and write our name in fire on each other's heart. Love is not a fantasy, a haiku written in Japanese, a word too often used but not believed. We miss the interaction of the flood, the sea, the sky, the doves. Time erodes the shore, but not our love. Oh, say you'll go to Nirvana. Will you leave some sorrow? Or in the words of Dhammapada, who will be, will follow? Our love will sail in this hour. The world could end outside our window. Let's fight forever and write our name in fire on each other's heart. Do 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 our love will sail in this heart. The world could end outside our window. We'll fight forever and write our name in fire on each other's hearts. Our love will sail in this heart. The world could end today. We'll find a way. We'll write our name in fire on each other's hearts. Thank y'all. Thanks so much. You can check me out at all the places that are listed just below my name, right down there. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks, Conrad and Alex. Y'all are the best.
Yay! Thank you, Nandi. That was awesome. I was thinking back to when we first met you from the beginning of Feast, and you had this cover of Hide and Seek that you did that still gets stuck in my head sometimes because it's so good. So it's just, I'm very glad to have your music as part of our evening tonight. Thank you so much. Next up, y'all, we have Leonie Bell. Leonie is a German-American theater maker based in New York. She creates fake family parties, mass lullabies, pseudo-historical excursions, and other theatrical tantrums that endow the audience with more creative powers and foster a momentary feeling of belonging among strangers. I'm in love. Her piece tonight is currently called Sister Mildred's Day Off or Other Plague-Related Hobbies. And we very much hope you enjoy.
Hello. Great. Thank you so much. I am very excited to be back with the Feast family. Here are my plants. This is Frilly, and that's Pilly and Dilly and Hilly and Millie. Welcome, ladies. I brought my own snack today. If you have a snack like this, cheers. It's like the 12th happy hour, I don't know. So today, like many of us, I have been struggling with the concept of making meaning when I'm used to being really productive and making my meaning that way and, running from one place to the other and doing this and that. And well, now I don't do that. I mean, I just throw tantrums and then I try again and throw another tantrum. So I'm sure we all do the same. But in the vein of being a mess, I went on and made some messes, especially with things that I really am less experienced with in the art world. So I would like to start with issuing a public apology letter. You're gonna be my witnesses, and then we'll move on and forget about it. Oh, sorry. Okay. I would like to start with an apology. To the mourning doves who I recently discovered outside our window. That's confusing. This is an apology. You were clearly trying to brood in solitude when we saw you. There is nothing like having your privacy disrupted when you need it most. I know I am a nosy neighbor, and my neighbors know that too, but I'm really trying to keep it together here, I promise. I will stop staring at you out the window to the best of my current abilities, which are quite miniature in form. And I will pretend like you are not the sweetest, cutest, strangest being I have seen in a while. Please understand, your who, your who, that's an owl, okay. Your who is soft and mothering, and my mother is what I miss most right now. I hope you'll accept this apology and also the 10 other apologies that are coming your way, because let's get real. You are very cute. Okay, thank you for being my witnesses. So next, I made a stop motion animation, which is something I don't know a lot about. And I based it on my current interest, which are nuns and collapsing things and things that are breaking, because, you know, things are breaking. So I guess we're gonna just watch it and see what happens. How do I do this? Okay, what am I? I'm sharing. Okay, have fun. That was my stop motion animation. Thank you for watching that. Now, I was hoping you hadn't eaten dinner yet, because I was hoping to ruin your appetite with my new song. This song is called Runny Nuns. Run, 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 see how they run. 3 little nuns, they have the runs. For dinner they had stew. At that time no one knew that from that good old stew would come a liquid poo. Ooh, 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 that poo. That nasty poo came from Sister Marietta's stew. Run, 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 see how they run. 3 little nuns, they have the runs. Up the stairs they go. Sister, wait, oh no. Don't use that one. It tends to overflow, overflow, overflow. Maybe try the outhouse. Get ready. On your marks. Screw it. Go. Run, run, run. See how they run. 3 little nuns, they have the runs. Across the field they run. Then down goes number 1. She tripped on another nun. Now there's only one runny little nun. Runny little nun. Runny little nun. Run, run, run. Okay, so that was my song. You're welcome. It's more of a nursery rhyme for potty training. I don't know. So I wrote this song, and now I thought we should cleanse our appetites and invigorate ourselves with one last game, which I encourage you to join me in because it's very fun and it's very silly, and I made it up with my friends in college. And it's called Put It On. And essentially, you have to go to your closet, and in a minute, we are going to, for 1 minute, put on as many of our clothes as possible, okay? So I'm gonna go over there where all my clothes are, and I'm gonna wait for you. You can do it or you can watch me, but it's fun. And I'm gonna mute this and I'll show up over there, and I'll be right back. Warte mal. I'm gonna mute this. Okay. Hey, what's up? It's me. Ready? Okay. 1 minute. Just get out all your mess. Get out all your mess. Get ready. Clean it up by putting on all your clothes. Okay, ready? Also. 1, 2, 3, los! My socks! Watching my show. And now please enjoy the rest of the show. I'm going to watch it like this. If you did participate, I hope that you also watch it like this. And thanks. Bye.
I just realized my mic has been muted this entire time. Oh no. I'm going to start over. Thank you so much, Leonie. I understand now why Alex was sitting there waving at me. Oh, this is fun, everybody. Thanks, Leonie. That was fantastic. That was so much fun. I'm sorry that I didn't participate and grab more layers. I was saying, though, I do remember it reminded me deeply of a song that your song reminded me of a song I grew up listening to called Seven Old Ladies Locked in the Lavatory. I can send that along to you. And for our audience, if you don't know that song, you should check it out. It's a real fun kind of comedic song. Next up, we have Samuel Lang Bedin. Sam is a social documentary photographer living in Brooklyn and working primarily in the depressive realist mode. His work has been seen at BAM, PS1, and Philadelphia Center for Art and Wood. He was recently awarded a grant from the Puffin Foundation for work related to sea level rise in the New York area. Sam presented some of his own work back at Feast in, I think it was sometime the summer of 2018. And we are really excited to have him back here for Snack Time. Sam, over to you.
Thank you, Conrad, and thank you, Alex, for organizing. And thank you to Leonie, Alexis, and Nandi, my co-performers. And I'd especially like to thank my friend Nina Dante, whose voice you'll hear at the end of the piece if all goes according to plan. Last July, 9 months and an age ago, I spent 2.5 weeks in a 600-year-old castle in Asturias in the north of Spain. Early on the morning of my last full day there, I walked a short way down the highway from the Palacio in the direction of Tapia, the nearest small, medium-sized, regionally large city. On my right, I passed the organic farm stand, the auto mechanic, the garage with a large hand-painted sign that read Pirotechnicas Reavis, Cohetes Detonantes, and the church with the soccer field out front and the construction scaffolding all over the side. Just beyond the church was a cow barn. Our friend Charlie the Clown had painted an anti-mining protest mural, Vacas sí, oro no, on the side, and I wanted to get a picture of it under the absurd light of the Asturian sunrise. I succeeded. Can you see that, y'all? There it is. Next, I turned toward the cliffs along the coast and photographed the cemetery, which resulted in nothing, and a group of pilgrims walking the Camino de Santiago as they passed in front of the church, which resulted in nothing, too. I had some film left, and I knew it would still be a little while until anyone was awake at the Palacio, so I decided to see if I could pick my way back along the dirt roads close to the cliff's edges, lined with fields of corn. The road soon devolved into a track, which devolved further into mown grass. I needed to pee. I cut across the pasture toward a bush and went behind it. The track picked up again on the other side. I was moving in the right direction. I was hoping for a turnoff that would lead eventually back to the road, but I had no such luck. I'd meant to go the whole 2.5 weeks without listening to any podcasts, so it could feel like a true vacation, but this close to the end, I caved. It was the week of the 15th anniversary of the Apollo 11 moon landing, and Fresh Air producer Dave Davies was interviewing an astronaut. The gibbous moon was low in the sky to my right, and below it, the highway. I could see it, but I couldn't get to it. I came to a stand of pines. It was not long before I needed to be back at the Palacio, but it wasn't long either till I'd be back in New York, and as I am, as I have mentioned to those of you who know me, weak for pines, and the slow Asturian sun was still coming up, and everything was awash in gold. I have also mentioned to those of you who know me that Asturias is impossibly beautiful, that when I woke every morning in my 600-year-old bedroom, threw wide the shutters of my 600-year-old window, and beheld its impossible beauty, I almost puked every morning. as a result. I didn't hesitate long before I plunged down the path between the trees. The path ran out and was replaced by a length of twine strung along between the trunks. The twine ended at the edge of the cliff, at the top of the cove, in the picture I'm about to show you. It was easily, even amidst all the beauty that had kept me steadily nauseated for the past 2.5 weeks, the most beautiful place I had ever seen in my life. Throughout the trip, Spanish words had been returning to me. The previous night, for instance, the word for carrots, zanahorias, surfaced in my mind, plucked either from the rich, fertile earth of memory, or from the clean, bright, crisper drawer of memory, whichever is funnier to you. I had not been able, though, to summon the Spanish phrase for how beautiful until the moment that, gazing across the cove, I lifted my camera. Que lindo, I thought. My stomach sank through my feet as I took the picture. How awful. How trite. How humiliating. I was going to have to go back to New York and write about and tell all you people about how my Spanish had been restored through the witnessing of sublime beauty. How much more hackneyed could anything possibly get? My film was done, so I rewound it and followed the twine back to the track. I began to retrace my steps. Before long, the cemetery was in sight. I took a left toward the highway. I had the feeling I was within striking distance of it this time, but shortly the path turned left again. I was facing back the way I'd just come, back toward, but some distance inland from, the pines. If I turned back again and walked as far as the cemetery, I was sure to make it back to the Palacio, but I would lose time. On the other hand, if my current route stayed good, I'd arrive much sooner. I decided to chance it. For a while, it was nothing but corn on either side of me. Then, to my right, a large pile of manure. Standing next to the manure pile and staring at it intently was an elderly gentleman in a neat, checked blue shirt. He had scant hair and few teeth. His gut was ample. I raised a hand to him as I passed. He raised a hand back. I came to a cow barn. The cows were shuffling around inside it. I started to take a picture, but I remembered that I was out of film. The path dead-ended just past the barn in a large pasture. I couldn't see the other side. I cursed under my breath and turned back, hoping that the man in the blue checked shirt had moved on. I felt pretty foolish, and like I must look pretty suspicious, besides. "Are you looking for the Camino?" the man in the blue checked shirt asked in Spanish as I approached the manure pile. "Yes," I said in Spanish. Without a glance, without another word, he took off walking. I had to trot to catch up with him. He paused to wait for me, feeling the leaves on a cornstalk with his thumb and finger. "Is that the Camino?" I asked. I meant this to be a joke, but it didn't land. "No," he said. "It's sick." He started walking again. "Is this your farm?" I asked. "No," he said. "I have a dairy farm some kilometers away." He then told me either that he was looking for his wife or looking for a wife, neither of which explained exactly why he was giving such a thorough once-over to a mound of shit on someone else's farm, several kilometers from his own. My Spanish, such as it is, did not allow me to ask. "Oh," I said. And then, "I was just in the pines over there." This elicited no response. "Que lindo," I ventured. He made a sound somewhere between a snort and a grunt. "My friends and I are artists," I said. "We have a residency at the Palacio." This was a sentence I prepared carefully over the course of the past 2.5 weeks to have ready in my back pocket in case I needed it. "I don't know anything about that," he said. I thought about trying to explain to him about my drawer of foreign language words, but when I reached into it, I came up empty. Likewise, I thought about trying to tell him how we had built a horse, but I wasn't optimistic about my chances. I decided to try and ask, what is the word for when someone doesn't know where he is? I don't know what he actually thought of me, but I do know what I thought he thought of me. And I wanted to establish that I'd been there for a little while, and I did know my way around, at least a little bit. He shrugged. At this point, I abandoned the conversation, and we walked together in silence. At the cemetery, I told him I could take it from here. He shook my hand. We parted. As I went back up the highway to the Palacio, I caught glimpses of his blue-checked shirt flashing between the houses on my left, past the church, past the garage with a large hand-painted sign that read, Pirotecnicas Realis, Cohetes Detonantes, past the auto mechanic and the organic farmstead. Riding herd on me, though whether it was because of goodwill or suspicion, I wasn't sure. Keeping pace with me all the rest of the way. Now I'm back in New York. Gone through fall and winter and into spring, and landed in the middle of a global pandemic. I've been able to get in touch with the ladies at the chorizo factory in the mountains, whom I visited twice. They're all doing okay up there, still making chorizo out of their essential pork. I hear that Asturias was not particularly hard hit by the pandemic, which is good news because my other friend, Amparo, has no phone and no email, so I can't get in touch with her. I may at some point write her a letter. I would be glad to hear that she's doing well. On some level, I know that I was there, but it's something I know in the way that one is aware of a settled fact, rather than being a part of an embodied experience. It's surreal now to imagine what it felt like, the way the air and the ocean smelled, how green it was.
Thank you, Sam, so much. That was a really fascinating piece to like tune into and let you take us on this journey. That was really, really neat. And I also just want to point out that I did the game, Leonie, but without getting up from my couch, which means I only had 4 pieces of clothing nearby because I'm a monster. And I'd like to say I've never worn my bathrobe as the first layer of clothing for the day. So this has been a really interesting experience. Thank you so much for it. All right, everybody, our final act for the night, we have Alexis Robbins and her dance company, Camar Dance. Alexis is a choreographer, a teaching artist, and a dancer, and she's the artistic director of Camar Dance, which is a tap and contemporary dance company. They presented an amazing work in progress at Feast this past December, which was not that long ago, but was so long ago. So we're really, really glad to have Alexis back tonight for a piece called Infinite. And I just want to share one quote from the description that Alexis sent us for this piece, which is, "Articulating wiggles in all of my joints is the only thing that keeps me mildly sane." So without further ado, please enjoy Alexis Robbins and Camar Dance.
Ooh, let me fix this view real quick. Ooh. That's better. Okay. Here we go, friends. What exactly does it mean to bring my infinite self? By definition, infinite is impossible to measure or calculate. It's limitless, endless. It goes on forever. Infinite continues past a point we can be aware of. My body, this body that hosts me, is not infinite. My physical being will eventually cease to exist. We are finite. Yesterday, NPR told me that humans desire to believe that we have souls because we are afraid of dying. Because it's impossible to imagine what it would be like, what it will be like to cease to exist. So we tell ourselves we have souls that will continue on past the expiration of the current body that hosts them, to provide comfort, to set our minds at ease, to escape the fear of finite. Through our souls, we are infinite. I don't know if I believe I have a soul. I don't mean that in a depressing kind of way. I believe I lead a life full of love. I feel love. I have love. I give love. I receive love. But I don't know if I believe we have souls. That's not to say I'm not afraid of dying. I am. I think about what will be left behind, the legacy I will leave behind me once I cease to exist, all the time. Yesterday, an artist friend of mine told me that it's better to focus on the process and not worry about the finished product. It matters that the process is meaningful. Maybe what you mean when you ask me to bring my infinite self is really to bring my limitless ideas and a present mind that's open to endless information. Ideas that impact and inform and create new questions that may or may not have answers, but will certainly lead to more and more questions. I am sure of the fact that my physical self, that hosts my infinite thoughts, is finite. But there is comfort in knowing that the list of what we can imagine is immeasurable. Through the art we create, we become infinite.
Thank you, Alexis.
Thank you, Alexis. Thank you.
Lovely. What a great final line to end things on. Through art, we become infinite. Hell yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight for our third snack time. Just as a reminder, if you didn't catch Conrad's announcement at the top of the show, we are taking next Monday, May 4th, off for self-care and logistics. We will be back May 11th. And please follow us on all the social medias so that you get plenty of updates and reminders when we do come back around. And if you have the means today to make a small donation to Feast, we've put the link on our website, on our Facebook a couple times. It's right down there. All donations that we get today and tomorrow are going straight to these artists as artist tips. So please support them if you can.
Yeah. And if you are an artist and you are interested, either you've been at a Feast before, maybe I saw a handful of folks in the live stream viewer list tonight, which was awesome. Or if you're new to the Feast family, if you've just discovered Feast, or if you've been saying, you know, I really have been meaning to apply to Feast or to check Feast out more, if you would like to do a performance as part of Snack Time, we would love to have you. We're going to do it through the month of May. Maybe more. We will find out. We've still got some spots open, so please, you can find a application on our website, which is www.feastperformance.com. You can see it. It's also included in the link down below. Check it out, or, you know, you found us, message us on Facebook, message Alex or I. Like, we're easy to get in touch with. Just reach out. We'd love to have you. Please apply. We'd love to get you introduced to our community and just keep bringing people together on Monday evening to try and fight this isolation era that we're all in right now, and feel a little more connected and create some art and create some community and have a snack together. So
yes, the snacks.
thank you all for checking it out tonight.
Thank you all. Be well, be healthy. We'll see you on the 11th. We are here if you ever want to talk or do stuff or make stuff in the meantime, but we'll see you soon.
Exactly. Have a great couple weeks. We'll see you soon.